can I put my hand, like take his hand in my hand and just be like, I will go seek out your son and I will look to see if there is anything that I can help with. But you know that like I am just a mechanic. I don't know much about sickness, and my friend here, they know just little bits, but they are very knowledgeable in lore. And so if this is something that has cursed your son or your family, we will find it. And as they touch, I want to know if is he freezing? Is he like super cold or like?
Yes, as you grab his long, almost wax paper hands, they are freezing. They're cold to the touch, and they have a shiver about them. And he goes, yes, that's exactly why I called you. You see, Eve had that mechanical hand.
Yes,
Rowley said,
I made it.
I know, that's especially why Rowley said he heard metal scraping on stone. Metal and stone. Why? That's why you two are being called metal and stone. I don't know.
Stone.
You're metal. They are stone.
We will leave you to your rest now, Mr. Button Whistle.
Yes.
If I might advise you, however, you can't pour from an empty cup. Eat your meal, drink your water. We will take care of your sons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And be careful of them. They're not kind, but they're all I have. They're all I have. As you two get up to leave the room, as you open the door, there stands a middle-aged woman, nicely dressed, but ready to work. A woman who you have known as Ingrid Button Whistle. As you guys pass by her, she closes the door and she goes, I see you two have arrived.
Good evening. Yes, we have.
Am I correct, as she pulls out a small book, you are the being known as Fossil?
I am.
And you are Uula, the Dvergar of the caravans, correct?
This is right.
Yes, I have you in the ledger as making stuff for our family. Wonderful, thank you. I assume that you have been shown your rooms, yes?
Yes, Agat was very good at showing us to our place.
Wonderful. He is a wonder to behold. He's been around for quite a while. He's wonderful with our guests. Now, have you guys eaten yet? Well, or consumed or absorbed, I suppose in your case. As she looks to Fossil.
I should be fine. Ulla might be hungry.
Oh, I would very much like some tea and sweet cakes if I could, if you have them.
Oh, of course. Our pantries are well stocked. It is winter. Fresh produce is hard to come by, but we make our fair share of preserves with the kids and all. So please come. Let me see why we're all here tonight. Yes, let's go. Let us go. He is in a sad state, isn't he?
Oh, I have never seen Gunter so sad, but loss of a child and one that is mad. Very sad.
I can't help but think he needs a nursemaid.
Yes, the last nursemaid he had thrown out because they weren't some of his children that he has memories of. I've tried quite a bit.
And what of the orphans? Have none of these unhoused children who he has raised that are now adults, have none of them come to his aid?
With that, she stops in her tracks and she turns abruptly and goes, Gunter is a wonderful man. She stops and thinks, choosing her words wisely. He has great means, but to say that he has ever raised a single child would do a disservice to the poor children who have been raised here.
This does make sense to me. And money and providing home and means does not make you a father. But none of these children have gone into like a healthcare service.
We send them off as often as we can to get great education. If you haven't noticed, we do have a Granker on staff. She is quite nice. She's very lovely. She's well educated and very book learned. And she teaches our children well. They are raised very well and politely by our 2 heads of staff. And yes, some of them have, but none of them meet his requirements.
I see. So only the 2 boys will do, yes?
Yes. He has a trust problem.
I can't help but have noticed that everyone has written Eth as dead, as unable to be brought back. Is it simply because of how long he has been missing?
Yes.
What would be an insight check? Let's say...
I love insight checks.
Let's do some social stuff. She ushers you into a nice little room that is made up and has a small bar and a small stove. It looks to be a side kitchen for that current level. She ushers you in to sit down. Agate would come in and bring in hors d'oeuvres, and he will provide you, Fossil, with a nice set of various stones should you want some.
Uula pockets some of the stones to craft with later.
All right, so you both get to roll vigilance checks.
All right, I do have a rank in this.
I don't, which is why I already flipped over a life side point.
Wonderful.
And I have, because of the type of Dvergar I am, I get to add a boost to my vigilance checks.
Awesome.
Because I'm a Hearthborn. That's my special.
So you will be rolling red, purple, purple.
Uula?
You both may roll.
Okay.
You guys could group check it if you'd like, or you guys could do it individually. Either way is great for me.
Let's do a group check.
Yes.
Uula rolls. And because I flipped a life side point, you get an extra yellow.
Yay!
All right.
And an extra boost from me supporting you.
Yep.
So then I'm rolling a red, purple, purple, yellow.
Yellow, yeah. Yellow, yellow, blue.
Oh no!
1 failure, 1 threat. I'm gonna bank that threat. I'll add 1 to the threatometer.
I don't like that there's a meter.
In this conversation, she discussed how everything is ran on the Herring Island.
Gunter is a wonderful steward of Herring Island. He goes to all the balls. He talks to all the peoples, and he shakes all the hands. He is a wonder at finance. He has always had wonderful investments. Me, of course, being the most valuable asset that he has. And he knows how to marry well. And one of the things that he does understand is how to delegate. And he likes to keep certain things to himself and certain things for other people. I can't say enough wonderful things about Gunter. He has been a wonderful husband. I have been very fortunate to have had him. Me and his sons may not always have gotten along, but he does love his sons. And I have to say that he does love, and he looks forward to seeing people who he has had dealings with financially. Sometimes he feels as if they owe him or he owes them, or that you can tell a lot about a person by how you deal with finances. Hence probably why he summoned you and several others.
Certainly.
Oh yes, he is always a hard negotiator when it comes to my services.
Well, it's one way to see the world and other people through money. You are not Raleigh's mother?
No, I am not Rowley's mother, nor am I East's mother. Though I did help raise them as young men, and I made sure they were schooled and educated and mannered and taught the ways. But it seems like those two boys just wanted to, how do we say it politely, run the docks the way the boys do. They always seemed to get away with what they wanted. Their father doted on them.
I can tell.
Yes.
How do you want to approach this conversation some more with her?
I think that because we're headed to a place where we're going to be in a room with everybody else, right? And we're kind of like in this hallway leading there. Do the hallways still have runes? Like these hallways also have runes on them, or just the ones that are close to Gunter's room?
Gunter's has a floor basically to himself. He has his own room, and he has a couple offices, and then on the opposite end is Ingrid's room, of which she is serving tea with you right now.
Oh, okay. So she took us to her room. Okay, so
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'll save that for later. I think that we'll talk to her as a woman. So yes, I have known Gunter many years. He definitely knows how to pick a kind woman who knows how to run things. You know, these men, they like to think they run things, but you and I know who really does all the heavy lifting. It was the same thing when my parents ran the caravan. You know, people looked as my father as the one who ran it, but everyone knew that if you needed something done, it was my mother you would go to.
Tell me about it, sister. I hear you. Let's roll a charm check.
All right, charm check. I found that
Versus
at one
cool.
time. So I have 3 green.
Uh-huh. Let's see. You have 3 greens in charm. Or is there another skill that would work better when talking about money?
But I feel like as someone who has like helped her stepson, like I made this hand, even regardless of what they may think it is doing. Right now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I was the one to do it, but I feel like, you know, a little nod as one woman to another, like deserves a boost.
Sure. I'll say yes, and I'll make it a 3 purple check.
So 3 greens and 3 purple?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and you do have 2 light side points also.
All right.
Should you care to upgrade?
Yeah, I will upgrade 1, which means I get a yellow.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Woohoo! 1 success.
1 success.
Finally.
Yes.
Yay! She lets down her hair a little bit, so to speak. She relaxes and she leans in on to both of you and goes,
I tell you, yes, he is a good man. He does his job as the head of Herring Hall. But really, it's I who organize the balls, I who do all the drives for the orphans. It is I who runs the orphanage to maintain a good name for him. After the shipyard fell into the sea after the storm, what is he going to do? How is he going to pay the bills? You know, that's just one of those things. So we step up and we do what needs to be done. Am I right?
Absolutely. So things have been tight around here.
Well, when your plan is to build large ships and your slips fall into the sea, you don't make very many ships.
Yes, that is very troublesome.
That kind of loss on an investment could cause a lot of stress.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, you poor dear, all the things you must be dealing with. How do you handle it all?
Well, you don't come from Point without expecting a storm. And storms come, storms go, and we prepare for them. We rely on our family. He is not the only one that has family around, so I do have my mother on the mainland who I can seek out counsel from.
Well, here. Let's drink to storms coming and going and trusting in good, strong family and friends.
Yes, let's drink.
Mm-hmm. And Uula holds up her tea. It is a lot to take on all of this.
I've done my best. I have raised him, and I have raised their sister, and only one of them has turned out fine. So...
Sister.
Oh, yes.
And where is this? Where is she? And I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name.
Oh, I didn't tell you about... You didn't meet her.
This makes sense. I travel so many places. It's hard to remember everybody.
Oh, of course. Her name is... Brigit.
I think there was a mention of a Brigit abroad, perhaps.
Yes, perhaps it was.
Brigit, she is a joy.
Do you guys want to roll you guys can roll a knowledge check on her if you'd like, or you can do a social check to see how you might have come across her. Knowledge, geography, knowledge, lore,
History.
Well, history would be pretty a good one. I kind of like that.
I don't have history.
It's okay. Neither do I.
Oh. I try to find things that I'm like, oh no, I want to know things though.
I need to know everything. Yeah, let's go with a history check. You guys could do it as a group.
Okay, and then can I just put I don't know what my knowledge skill is in.
All knowledge skills will be intellect. I am rolling 3 greens.
So I have 3 greens as well.
I'm going to argue for a boost die for traveling with the caravan, of course, being to the island before.
Absolutely.
I imagine Fossil does a lot of sitting and in public spaces and just observing everything that goes on around them. And of course, we are very well traveled.
You are very well traveled. I will happily give you
2 boosts.
I'll give Fossil another boost because they've been around you both have been around a really long time. And you've seen storms come and storms go. And the name might ring a bell. So let's go with that and let's make it 3 seems to be my number for the day. So what are we looking at as far as dice?
3 greens, 2 blue, and 3 purples.
I'll flip and make it a red and a purple.
I'm not flipping.
You have 2 light side points.
Is this a group check? Can I make it a group check and just help by boosting?
That would be another boost.
Fossils
yeah, so 3
check?
boosts.
Meaning like we give each other a look, one of those silent looks because we know each other for like ever, so we can kind of just do that nod thing.
I like the fact that that Erica's described Fossil as a slate face who's hard to read, and yet you're going for...
This is why we're so close to Uula, though, because Uula, just seems to have this intrinsic understanding of, so many other people look at Fossil and, just the straight face Stonefolk who doesn't give themselves away a lot, and it's very mysterious, and it's just you're just a dumb rock. Whereas Uula just seems to understand what's going on inside Fossil's head already.
Yes.
So, that's why we're friends.
I like
it.
Even though I'm a blank face who doesn't say anything ever.
Yeah. And I think it's been established that there's a bond between Dvergar and the Stonefolk. So, yes. Absolutely.
So, 3 greens.
Yeah.
3 blues, a red, and 2 purples. Enter.
Failure and 2 advantages. Nope, I've never heard of Brigit. What would you like your 2 advantages to be, though?
That I've put together a timeline of Shipyard washed away, Eth going missing, Raleigh going insane, Gunter going insane, because let's be real, that's what's happened to him. Nobody's acknowledged it, but that's definitely have happened.
All right, so say it again one more time. The advantage is...
My advantage is that through my observation and just listening and thinking about Bridget and all of these other things that are being revealed, I've managed to put together a rough timeline of what's happened.
Okay.
I know when the shipyard washed away, when Eth went missing, and how soon after Raleigh went insane, and how soon after that Gunter went insane.
Okay.
And I've managed to piece together whether or not the shipyard might be related, and to ask about that in a moment.
The timeline is basically thus. 30 years ago, the year of the Narwhal came and destroyed the shipyard.
Shipyard was destroyed 30 years ago? They've been having financial hardships for 30 years?
In the meantime, the boys were raised, and they have been causing problems. So they are in their mid-30s. The daughter is younger than the boys. She is the byproduct of both of them, and they've been together roughly 25 years.
So it's Ingrid's daughter. Or, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You know that roughly 2 years ago, Eth had an accident, of which you both helped establish his mechanical hand. And it's only been in the past couple of months that Rowley's condition got to the point where he had to be isolated.
I'm saying 6 months just because I can.
I like it.
So, 7 months ago, Eth disappeared. 6 months ago, Raleigh has to be quarantined.
Basically, yes.
I don't look forward to what we'll find in the manor.
Good timeline. Good use of your advantages. I think I gave you too much for those failures, but we're fine. We're fine. We're all fine.
But the failure was about knowledge about the daughter.
This is all information we'd already been fed. I was just putting it together.
Yeah, I like that.
You didn't give us anything.
Right. You actually just dates on it, so that is quite nice.
That's important for Erica's brain.
Mine too. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Because I was totally thinking that Eth and Raleigh's total recklessness and just ne'er-do-wellness had something to do with the shipyards being washed out. And then they ramped it up, and that's how whatever is going on with them happened. But no, that happened 30 years ago? I guess not.
But the children weren't born until after, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, they were raised in these financial hardships.
And there's been multiple wives, so it's okay, are people dying?
Lots of instability.
Why are they dying?
Why indeed? Why?
Who says they're dying? Maybe they're just divorcing him. What did happen to Raleigh's mother?
True. We didn't ask about that. They could just be leaking.
Ingrid has this attitude with Gunter that's very much just that very heterosexual fed up, but still here because it's not that bad.
It's this is what we do. We marry into a place where our home is nice and our husbands are questionable. We sleep in separate rooms. That's what it's about.
I'd like more credit, but at least he's not in my way. That's her vibe.
That is exactly the vibe that I was going for. Yeah. Seriously, that was it. Nailed it. As you guys leave and you're piecing this together, as you're walking down the hall after leaving her, you guys can head downstairs for more investigation, more questioning.
Okay, but what if I wanted to go back to my room?
Oh, yeah. No, go, yeah. Let me rephrase that. Where would you guys like to go?
I want to go back to my room. If Ulla wants to go down to the dining hall and talk to more people and be the social chatty one, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that Ulla would like
alone.
to go down. Because it makes sense. Ulla is kind of a social person. I think that she would mention to them about the rooms that I saw in the hallway that you mentioned as we were going to that Agate mentioned. And just be these are very old. I I don't know if this is something you're familiar with or if it has anything to do with anything, but if you want to look, or if you did see and maybe you can draw what you saw, then maybe connect some pieces. I don't know. I'm a mechanic. These things don't make sense to me. But you rest and I am going to go find some nice fermented grape juice downstairs.
You do that, but first things first, stop telling yourself that you are just a mechanic. If that were true, we would not be friends. You are a wonderful listener, an inquisitive mind, and a lot more than this just you keep suggesting.
Well, thank you, my friend. That is very kind. You just know that, like, human matter and flesh, it's kind of eludes me a little bit. I like working with my hands, and this is not something that I can smash and form into something else.
You're getting through to their souls in your questions. And that is the important bit beyond all the fleshy matter that you organics have.
I am quite chatty, aren't I?
You are.
As Fossil enters their room, can you please describe what Fossil looks like again?
Very tall, very heavy. I honestly pictured Fairbody to be just a stone, like, humanoid protocol droid. So very humanoid in shape and still, like, streamlined in shape as well. But the stone body is, of course, covered in the fossils, mostly plants, and then the ammonite cluster.
Previously, when we were going over it, we were trying to discuss a little bit of how they have a slated face, stone.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen, like, so one, I picture it to actually look a lot like the drawings that are in the that are available for Stonefolk, so just that like blank stone thing. But like, have you ever seen like one of those like very simple like just bark masks where it just has the slits?
Yeah,
kind of like that. And then of course there's like plants over it.
Oh, so you want to use the fossilized plants over the face as like...
Yeah, so you have like the eyes and then like what you would presume as a mouth and like a basic nose shape, and then there's just sort of like the like indentations of I don't know, what could be kelp or ferns or something through it.
Yeah, I love
beautiful.
It. And what do you do while you're in your room?
I sort of sit down cross-legged with my back to the fire, and I have my dulcimer out in front of me and my spear beside me, and I grab the oilskin pack that I had and I pull out from it a scroll case. And very delicately I pull the scroll out from it, and I spread it out and I weigh it down with a few smooth stones just for this purpose, and I start consulting it to see what kind of undead shenanigans are happening here.
Nice.
Would you like to roll Knowledge Forbidden?
Yep. And then that is 2 yellows, a green,
a red,
and
2 purples.
And 2 purples. And then I feel like there should just be like an observant talent or something for how often I'm using this. But
let's see, what do you have? Dig for your boost.
I have
quiet and watching.
Oh wait, flash of insight.
There you go.
Maybe that could help.
Generate knowledge skill insight. There you go. What is that?
Okay, so if I generate success on this, I can roll additional boosts.
Yeah, or you get additional advantages, right?
No, it says when your character generates success on a knowledge skill check, roll 2 boost die and add the results to the check in addition to spending the success as usual.
Dang, that's so good.
And it's only a tier 2.
That's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, good thing I flipped on you.
Well, fine, I'll flip right back.
All right. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, I've basically been pondering this since how unnaturally cold Gunter was in the sweltering room under so many furs.
Uh-huh.
And then, can I generate a boost by playing a small tune on the dulcimer?
can almost run it like a spell. Describe the scroll that you have.
It's written in a runic language that most others would see probably as just nonsense, but Fossil can read, especially after many years studying it. On one large expanse, it's just runes upon runes upon runes, seeming to detail explanations of something. And then on the latter half of the scroll is a map of what looks like the 7 rivers.
I'll give you a boost. As you play your dulcimer, the room will grow a little cold, and the map will be chilled to the touch.
Oh, and maybe some of the runes can glow to sort of guide me to what I'm looking for.
When the despair comes up, then we'll have some really good stuff come up. So
It's not coming up.
That's why I've got the spear right there. It's got a steel tip on it. Okay, so that's 3 yellows, a red, a purple, and 2 blue?
Sure.
Ha.
Sure. I'm a sucker for them.
Hey! I get to roll more blues. So let's
Yay!
roll 2 more boosts for an additional advantage. So I have 3 successes and 3 advantages.
As you're playing your dulcimer, the sound of the waves and the thunder all mixed together in a rhythmic sound, you can feel within yourself the flow of the soil, the flow of the earth and stones even within you. You can feel almost the expanse of life and nature going out. And as you seek out the knowledge on the scroll, you see that there is at least one word that is being highlighted, and it almost seems to your scroll gets wet on the word wraith. The description reads roughly, a creature or a person who is killed around water suffers not the water's wrath, but finds comfort in it and moves through it, seeking revenge on those who murdered them. Lightning, thunder claps against the window, and hail pelts against the glass panes.
Thank you for listening to Tales from the Grey Library. Thank you to AJ for running this adventure, and Erica and Amanda for playing it. If you're liking Tales from the Grey Library, be sure to listen to the Otherplace and the Fenrayne Files. The Otherplace follows a new group of adventurers each season as they try to save the world from an apocalypse of the dead. And in the Fenrayne Files, we explore the world even further from an outside perspective, looking down at its history, people, and places. Tales from the Grey Library is produced by Nightcast Creative. For more about us and the other things that we make, visit nightcastcreative.com.